In this video, I'm going to teach you how you can use the free CRM and sales funnel software Hubspot to generate more sales. Okay, so when you sign up for Hubspot, there's a load of additional resources here that I advise you look through to help you use the platform. But we're really going to be focusing on three key areas, and these are the three key areas that we use Hubspot for. The first over here is contacts. This is their CRM system where you can log information on all of the people, all of the potential leads that you make contact with. And the other sections here are deals. So this is where you manage your sales funnel, where you track the journey that these leads are going through from making contact to then eventually becoming a customer or not becoming a customer. And the task section here, this is where you set yourself tasks and reminders to remind you to take steps to guide those leads through that process. So first of all, what we need to do is go into the deal section here to set up the sales funnel. And what we need to do is we need to decide what are the different steps that our customers go through. Now there's a pre-made one here which is saying appointment scheduled, qualified to buy, presentation scheduled, etc. But we actually want to edit this to our own version. So what we want to do is click Actions, Edit Deal Stages. Now we need to think about what are the different stages our customers go through to become a customer with us. What are the different things that we do? And if we click on, this is the sales pipeline, this is the default one here. If we click Edit, here are the different preset stages. So just to show you an example of how we set this up, the first stage we put as made contact, and we really set up a deal when someone's made contact with us and we know there's potential to work together. Next stage, qualified. This is where you basically qualify them. We've actually written an article on how you can qualify customers, which I'll link around this video somewhere. That's on the KPS Digital Marketing blog. Read KPS blog to understand that. The next stage is once we've qualified them, either through email or through messaging, we set up a phone call if they pass the qualification. From that phone call, if we then decide that it's a good idea to meet because we're likely to work together, you know, they've got an interest in what we do and how we can help them, then we set up a meeting. So actually, sorry, I'll just put here meeting. Then after the meeting, we create an action plan, which is like a proposal to send to them. So sent action plan. And as you can see, these are all the steps that someone's going through from making contact to us guiding them through that process of working with us. Once we've sent the action plan or proposal, I'm actually going to add another couple of stages here because we then have follow-up follow-up email. So if we haven't heard back from them within a few days, we follow up with an email. And then the next stage, if we haven't heard back from them again within a few days, then we do a follow-up phone call. And then after that, we can decide they either let us know that if they want to do business with us, so we put them under closed won, or they say they don't want to do business with us, so they say closed lost. And you can actually decide the win probability here of at each stage, how likely are they to convert into a customer. I don't think you need to worry about that at the moment. But here's how you set that up. Click Save. So we've now set up the different stages of our sales funnel. Again, this will be different for you. And if we go into deals here, we can see that this would have input the specific stages we there you go, yep, made contact, qualified, phone call, meeting. So we now have our basic sales funnel set up, the different steps a customer goes through from not knowing us to becoming a customer or not becoming a customer here at the end, closed won and closed lost. So once we've done that, now I want to show you the contact section, okay? And this is how we use this tool. So whenever anyone makes contact with us and shows they've got an interest in working with us, immediately after that point of contact, we add them into this system to log that point of contact. So we click Create Contact. Just enter their email address, their name, let's do John Smith, and you can enter various other pieces of information. You can enter their job title, you can link this to you or any of your colleagues' accounts. You create contact, and then you'll see now this is the opened up version of that contact And what this section here will do is every time you have contact with this person, you can write notes in here on their profile. You can connect this to your Outlook so that their emails are shown in here. Any calls you can manually log here. There's loads of cool stuff you can do. But ultimately this person is going to be logged under contacts here. So then you have an instant contact list of everyone that you've been in touch with. This is the first point of contact. So now you've made contact with John Smith. And once that point of contact's been made, if you decide that there's potential for you to work together, then you can create a deal. And this deal here is what goes into our sales funnel. So we can name this deal. So let's just say for us, John Smith training session. So he said to us that he wants to have a potential training session. Leave the sales pipeline there. We can immediately put which stage he's at. So right now he's made contact. He's right at the initial stage. And we can put an estimated amount for this training. So let's just say £1,000. You don't have to fill this in. You can predict you give yourself a goal of when do you want to close this deal. Let's say close near the end of December. Company, you can decide the company that he's working for. Then you can click create. Now what you'll see now is it looks similar to the contact kind of contact area, but this is actually a deal. So this is a piece of work that John Smith has said he potentially wants to do with us. Now, if I go back into the deal section under sales, what I can see now is John Smith, that £1,000 potential deal is in my sales funnel. Okay, so you can see he's right at the initial stage. So let's just say I've then replied to John via email because he's made contact and asked him a few questions and qualified him. I can then move him to this stage, okay? And then from there, once I've qualified him, we could arrange to have a phone call. Once we have a phone call, then I can move him to that stage. Then once we have a meeting, do you see how this works? We move him along this process. And one of the really great things of this tool is you can set up actions to remind yourself to take certain steps to make sure you're doing the right things to nudge John Smith to each next stage. So let me give you an example. Let's say we're at the phone call stage. If I go into John Smith and I know I've just had a phone call with him, but he didn't answer, I can create a task here on this create task section to call John. So I know I must remember to call John back. So let's just say I'm going to call him back. I need a reminder to call him back tomorrow at 8 AM. Save task. Now, what HubSpot will do is it will send me an email notification to remind me to call John Smith back to chase him up. I can also find those tasks collated in the tasks section here. So each day I go into my daily task section and it tells me everything I need to do to take my prospects to the next stage to guide them through that sales funnel process. Again, there's loads and loads of different features here. I really recommend you look at all of HubSpot's resources, but just on a basic level, the contact section, setting up your deals and using tasks is a great way to track all of your prospects and take the right actions to guide them through that process and track where they are in the sales funnel to know the specific things you need to do to convert them to a prospect into a customer. I hope you enjoyed that. We produce lots of educational videos like this on an ongoing basis. Please do subscribe, follow us, like our page, wherever you are, connect with us so that you can see these videos again.